church. The only thing I could give him was my companionship through letters and tapes and videos. I didn't promise him sex. I didn't give him any money. The only thing I could offer him was my companionship through writing, through words. And I found that meant everything to him. And he didn't give me any money. The only thing he could offer me was emotional support and a good listening and ready ear. And I found that meant everything to me. And it was funny. I realized that all the things that I thought were so important, going to church regular, playing the game, being on time to all your appointments, and I'm not saying these things aren't important, but I found that what really mattered to me were the things that the world never noticed. The time to smell a flower, to notice the beauty of a sunset or a sunrise. And see, with Brent Spiner, it was like he taught me to slow down and smell the flowers, to enjoy the beauty of life, to express it with my art, to meditate and think on why I'm here on this planet, what my purpose is for living. And if you want a real example of how I feel about him, read my writing, Silver Skies or Emerald Towers. And I had to find a way to communicate the awesome effect that Brent had on me. And I knew that there were a lot of stereotypes about Hollywood celebrities, and I could tell that Brent Spiner broke just about every stereotype. So I was not pleased when I heard about him hanging around with this. The reason I call her a blonde is because that's how she was always described. I have nothing against blondes. And the impression that I got about her was that she made him nervous. And I thought, she doesn't have the effect on him that I do. I knew that I brought him some calmness, some soothing. Because when he talked to me on the phone, even though he might have been a little nervous at first because he was opening his heart up to me, I never sensed that I made him nervous. I sensed that I made him feel whole, complete. And I was tickled when I found out that he had begun studying writing. I actually inspired him to try to write too. So we had an interesting effect on each other. We inspired each other to set new goals in our lives. And we felt totally at ease with each other. I felt more comfortable emotionally and in every way with Brent Spiner, this world-famous celebrity, than I did the people at the church I went to. Because with Brent, there were no barriers. He accepted me the way I was. At my church, I felt reluctant to divulge everything about myself. I was afraid there were some areas they wouldn't understand or that they would find threatening. With Brent, he didn't find anything about me threatening. And I didn't find anything about him threatening. We were totally at ease with each other. You might say, if he was totally at ease with you, then why didn't he talk to you more on the phone? Well, I presume that was because I was married. And so I understood. I was very patient with him because he hardly ever spoke to me. But he communicated in unusual ways. I would send him a letter, and he would let me know if he liked what I had to say by the calls he would make the next day. Like, if he really liked it, So the one thing I knew for sure about Brent is he loved hearing from me. And if I even dropped in 1991 and most of 1992, if I even dropped the slightest hint that I might cut back on my correspondence with him, or that I thought maybe he was getting tired of me, the next day the phones would ring like all day long. Ring, ring, ring. He did not want me to think that. He wanted me to know that I was very important to him.